Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to bring y'all throughout my day as a Texas A&M student who is doing classes all online. Like, I am not going to campus at all, but even though I am not really leaving my apartment, or I rarely do, I still have things throughout the day to keep myself busy. So I usually wake up around 8:30. On good days, I will sometimes grab a book like this book, The Little Book of Self-Care for Scorpio, which has just some rituals to bring some positivity throughout your day, and I make sure to stretch because I am not a morning person at all. I also make a point in making my bed every morning because it just makes your place look a little more organized and it doesn't stress me out to see a messy room. I think making your bed is the best way to start your day. Lunchbox sleeps at my feet and he always waits for me to wake up. And that's because he always does this little catwalk in the morning to our outside balcony and he just wants me to open the door for him. He loves listening to the birds and all of the morning noises, so I will open the door for him and I will eventually go out with him, but first I gotta make my coffee. He is very impatient though, so if I do not open the door for him, he will stand at the end of my bed and meow until I wake up. But while he is out there playing, I make my favorite coffee in the world, and this is Texas pecan coffee. I don't know if anyone has this outside of Texas, but pecan coffee is my favorite. I get it from H-E-B and I drink it every single morning. And since the weather is finally cooling down, I really try and take advantage of it by going outside with Lunchbox, and that's where I just light a candle, maybe have my breakfast, have my coffee, and just spend time with him. I am so freaking done with the hot 100-degree weather that we've been getting in Texas. So this 70-degree weather in the morning with like a cool breeze feels so good, and I just have to take advantage of it. And I just ate a yogurt for breakfast because that's easiest. And I just watched Lunchbox do weird stuff like sit in my pot for some reason. So I have class in probably like 15 minutes and I just have to reread a chapter from La Ciudad de los Dioses, and this is about Hernan Cortez going to Mexico and essentially like ruining everything. But this is actually a fictional book written in like a diary form by a fake character, Hernan Cortez's secretary. But it's all in Spanish and is for my intermediate Spanish class, and it takes a while to read because they're all new words, but I'm just gonna review it for class today because I have a quiz. Spanish is actually the only lecture that I have for today, and throughout the week I only have 3 classes that are lectures. The other 2 I have to literally teach myself. So after this 1 hour and 15 minutes, I am free, or at least I just get to do other work. After my first morning class is when I figure is a good time to get ready for the day. So I go in with my makeup. Also, look at these shots. I am so proud of these shots of my makeup. But anyways, this is what I use to prep my face. It has SPF in it, but we know I'm not getting any sun. It really just protects my pores from my makeup. And I use concealer today. I haven't been using foundation because I don't really see a point anymore, so I might as well let my skin breathe. And I know some of y'all are thinking, Victoria, you're not even going out of your apartment, you're not even seeing anyone, so why even put on makeup? It just makes me feel more awake and more alive, and I prefer that. Oh my god, also I sneezed when putting on waterproof mascara and it was the worst. You can see the defeat in my eyes. But I persevered and I put on this lip gloss, which is just a final touch to add some shine to my face, and we're just gonna continue throughout the day. That is my makeup. One thing that I really am grateful for out of all of the bad things that have happened this year is that I'm able to just stay home and spend time with Lunchbox, because last year I had to work for several hours and I had to go to school full-time on campus, and he just really missed me throughout the day, so now he gets me all day. Do y'all have pets that you're able to spend all day with now? Just because I'm really grateful for it. So it is now lunchtime, and if you know me, I barely ever eat breakfast. This morning I did have that yogurt, but we do have some time and I wanted to show you some things that I do cook. Now that it is fall, even though it's still really hot in Texas, I wanted to show y'all a really good fall recipe, and I'll have it linked down below. But this is one of my favorites and it creates so many servings in just this one pot. So this is a butternut squash soup and it is so good. You can add so many different spices like nutmeg or cinnamon, but I got this recipe from a Yumly, and so we're gonna try it. Usually the things that I get from Yumly are really good, but this will definitely be a really healthy meal that I will also be able to have for several days this week. That's what I really try to do in my cooking, is make meals that will save me time in the long run. So big meals, that's why I also really like a lot of Asian foods, because they're all made in one pan and it's cheap and it makes a lot. But this one is a New England recipe, so let's get to it. So for this butternut squash soup, I first started dicing the butternut squash into pretty large chunks and then putting them in a separate bowl. And I also scooped out all of the seeds, which I'm going to toast and season, which will be kind of a topper to the soup when it's all done. I also diced a half of a sweet onion. You can use yellow onion too. I used 2 stalks of celery, and then I used shredded carrot that I already had, so nothing goes to waste. And then I put 2 tablespoons of olive oil on medium heat, and then we're just gonna throw in all of these veggies, and you can see here that I just absolutely throw the carrots all over the place. But I picked it back up, and then you make sure that all the veggies are soft. After several minutes, the onion will become translucent, and that is go time. So you throw in all of the butternut squash, and I use a lot of butternut squash, I think 5 cups, and then you put in an equal amount of cups of chicken broth. You can use veggie broth too if you want it to be vegetarian, or in that case I think it's even vegan. And then you just wait for like a half an hour for everything to soften. You will know when it's ready when you can stick a fork in it and it's soft like butter. Before pureeing, I seasoned everything with salt, cracked pepper, some nutmeg, and I think some garlic powder. Then when everything is all mixed together, I grabbed my magic bullet. This thing was so fast, like it took absolutely no time to blend everything. I only had to puree 3 or 4 cups of the soup for it to all be pureed, and every time I held it down, it took only 5 seconds to actually blend everything. And then when I was done, I poured it into the spare bowl that I set aside, and we're just gonna put it back into the pot on the stove to reheat it. This soup turned out so thick and so creamy, and there is no cream in it. This is the recipe that I chose to not have any dairy in. It's very healthy and it's very cheap. There are very few ingredients in it, so I recommend this. It'll last you so long too, and it's really filling. I made lunch a little late today because I am not so good at planning my meals, but I was just really satisfied with it and it kept me full all day. I'm just checking up on any extra work that I have that I haven't gotten to yet. I have my planner right here, which helps me organize everything that I need to do. So thankfully I don't really have that much work that I missed. And tomorrow I do have an exam, so I might have to study for that. But other than that, I really need to email my Spanish professor. I just got my grades in for the first half of the semester. This is an online class, and for some reason, your girl got a 66% in participation. Like, how are you supposed to participate if it's online? It is so difficult to grab any opportunity because you don't raise your hand or anything. You just blurt out that you want to answer the question. And so when you have 10 people trying to get on one question, it's hard to participate. But I try to as much as I can. I'm not sure why I got a 66. So we're gonna email the professor and see if there's anything I can do about that. Other than that, I still have an 85% in the class, so it's fine, but it's not fine. You know what I mean? I feel like I just deserve better. I highly suggest getting a planner that you can have anytime. It's small, you can transport it anywhere, and it's really organized. And what I do is I write down everything in every syllabus in here, so I know exactly when I'm having exams. I know exactly what needs to be done before every single class. Oh my gosh. My boyfriend was over yesterday, and I was talking about like, the weekend goes by just so fast. And he was like, Victoria, it's Wednesday. I literally didn't know what day it was, and I thought it was gonna be Monday tomorrow, but it was gonna be Thursday tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I cannot function without a schedule, so I hope y'all are doing okay, because I'm not. You are so rude. Why did you do that? My cat also enjoys being a nuisance throughout the day, and he flipped over one of my succulents, and then he dragged dirt on my white bed by his paws, so that was nice. In all honesty, my schoolwork is less lectures and essays and a lot more reading. A lot of the classes I am just teaching myself, but I actually have 2 books. One I chose for myself. I think that it's a really good way to just wind down, relax, and ground yourself. And another one is actually for my literature class that I have to read anyways, but both are extremely good. So I'm gonna give you a brief summary of both of them, and I highly recommend both of these books. Usually I am extremely bored with any books that I'm given to in my classes. The first one that I am reading just because is a more spiritual feminist book, and this is called Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, and she is like a not neuroscientist. So the author is a psychoanalyst who practiced and taught for 25 years. She is an incredible writer. Not only is it scientific, but it's poetic, and she talks about the wild woman archetype. For the guys, you might be confused at what that is, but it talks all about the innate wild nature of women. It's so spiritual, so uplifting, and it also goes through myths and legends in several different cultures surrounding this wild woman archetype. The second book is Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, and she is the one who actually wrote Crazy Rich Asians, but this book is, oh my gosh, it just like warms and breaks your heart. It's all about stories of women that have now been passed down to their daughters, all about heartbreak and life lessons and marriage. I'm only 2/3 of the way into this book, so I haven't read all of it yet, but it really warms your heart, and it shows the relationship between mother and daughter, how it can be strained, how it can be intertwined together in a really healthy way. Both of these are directed more towards women, but if you like literature, both are excellent. So tonight I chose to read Women Who Run with the Wolves. I also lit a candle that I got on Etsy. I think I talked about it in my last video, but it is a vanilla and coffee bean chai candle. It smells delicious. I want to eat it. And I just grabbed a quick dinner of bok choy that I already made. It's not super filling, but I was kind of full from the soup anyways. After dinner, I sat down with a strawberry Greek yogurt ice cream bar to watch a movie. I just finished Anne with an E, and that show was so good. I can't believe they canceled it. If you want to rate in the comments and you like Anne with the E, please, I need to like talk about it. It is just amazing and I miss it so much already. And right before bed, I try to meditate. Sometimes I will just sit down like I'm about to and be with my thoughts, and sometimes I meditate on a candle, but this is just how I wind down. Hey guys, I'm holding my mic because it's later at night and I don't want to be too loud, but this is the end of my day, and I try to end the day with something that is really relaxing, like reading or meditation or both. As you saw, I usually like watch a movie also, or like TV or something, just to wind down, but I don't do any work at night because I have some trouble like sleeping sometimes. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I know I don't really actually go anywhere. I seldom leave my apartment. I will for groceries, occasional shopping, and to see Wyatt, but other than that, this is where I stay because we're in quarantine, and I am abiding by quarantine rules for as much as I can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like down below so I know. Maybe a comment. I love hearing from y'all. And if you want to see more from me, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notifications every single time that I post. Every time you subscribe, I get a notification and it just makes my day. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, you should do it. And I will see y'all in the next video. Good night, guys.